Hello, this is Miss Schrader. Today we are going to be talking about the cartoon that you're seeing right here. This is a cartoon that has become quite famous. It is called the Benjamin Franklin Join or Die cartoon. My students, as we start this, you want to have a piece of paper with which you can take notes. When you're done, you are giving me 5 complete sentences, including a good, strong introduction, talking about what you have learned, what you find interesting, educational, important concerning this. So go ahead and get that taken care of. And then we're going to start looking at this cartoon here. This has actually been referred to as one of the first political cartoons. However, there are ones that are earlier, and this one appears to have been based on something earlier still. So, this cartoon was done in 1754 for Benjamin Franklin's magazine, the Philadelphia Gazette. And it's become quite famous, and it actually was done for the French and Indian War. It dealt with the American colonies losing a battle and being worried about whether or not they would lose the war completely. So, I wanted to show you a relatively modern political cartoon. This is one from 2016. And what I really like about it is that it actually has no words. It is showing Donald Trump, who had just been elected president, as a little baby trying to pull a tablecloth that is the flag of the United States down off of a table, and in the process, apparently pulling down a globe of the earth. And the concept here that they're trying to present is that Trump is such a baby that as he destroys the United States, he will destroy the world. And so that's what the cartoon means. It is important to try to understand the meaning of various different cartoons, and often it is hard to do so, particularly if you are not from that time period, you don't know the people involved, and if there's no real explanation. So normally it takes a lot of study and thought to understand a political cartoon, particularly if it's not from your time period. Now, here we have a political cartoon from the presidency of Andrew Jackson. So that would be the 1830s for the most part. And you notice if you're looking at it, there are a huge number of people involved. There's a lot of writing here that's small, it's hard to read. And so, for a modern person, unless you are a historian who studied this, you're probably not going to understand it at all. In fact, there are historians who spend their time studying historical political cartoons so they can explain them to people. This is another famous Benjamin Franklin cartoon. Obviously, it says, "Don't tread on me." This is one that was created specifically for the American Revolution, using the snake, which is an animal that can be dreaded, but can be forgotten, easily ignored. And basically, he's letting the British know that if you tread on the United States, you're going to be in trouble. Today, this cartoon is frequently used by various different groups who want to make sure that the government is aware of them and is not taking advantage of them. Let's go back to the Join or Die cartoon. As you look at it, I want you to try and imagine flipping it upwards so the snake's head is towards the top. What I'm told is that it should vaguely resemble the eastern coast of the United States. And each of the different areas is labeled as a different colonial group or a different colony. The NE refers to the New England colonies in the very north. Then you go to New York, Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, all the way down through South Carolina. They don't appear to have Georgia in here. The concept, as used during the American Revolution, was to let the colonists know if we don't join together and work together, the British are going to chop us up and destroy us one by one. We are going to have to join together and work together, or we are all going to die. It had a phenomenal effect on how the Americans saw the conflict with the British. And as I mentioned, normally, whenever they talk about political cartoons or the American Revolution, you're going to see this cartoon. And since I did a political cartoon that was on Donald Trump, I felt I needed to do one on Joe Biden to make it even. So this one obviously is from his inauguration. It's making a joke about people thinking that he's senile and he doesn't remember things. The judge or the justice is saying, I, Joe Biden, and Biden is supposed to repeat back what he's being told. And he says, You're not Joe Biden, I'm Joe Biden. All right, so my students, you are giving me 5 complete sentences about what you found interesting, important, and educational concerning political cartoons, and particularly the one you're seeing. Make sure that you give me a strong introduction and a strong conclusion. Thank you.